I wanted to go to one last clip, and this was of a soldier. After the 4 soldiers were sentenced Tuesday, one of the convicted officers said he felt no regret for what he had done.
No me arrepiento, porque por la...
I don't regret anything, because due to the noble institution I belong to, and continue to belong to, because it's in my veins, Guatemalan Army, I don't mind taking the blame for you. I don't care, because I know there will always be a soldier at the 4 cardinal points looking after Guatemalans, as I did myself. All my colleagues who have died during the war, who were there to defend Guatemala, so that Guatemala is what it is now. I think if this is the payment I need to make, I accept it kindly.
He is making an important point here, Annie Bird. He says he was part of the Guatemalan Army, and he did it for that. In fact, that is true. Isn't that right?
That is exactly true. And he also made another good point in that he played an important role and the Guatemalan Army played an important role in making Guatemala what it is today. And Guatemala has one of the highest murder rates in the world. The levels of violence have increased. There are higher levels of violence of killing than during many of the years of the armed conflict, and that's because of organized crime, drug trafficking, the war against drug. And the fact of the matter is that many of the military networks during the war were involved in organized crime activities as death squads, as involved in drug trafficking and car thieving networks and whatnot. And those networks continued to operate today in Guatemala, and they place people within the justice system. These networks control courts, control sections of the Attorney General's office, and so people in Guatemala have been in a really difficult struggle over, over 20 years to try to bring the Guatemalan justice system to a point where it can undertake these trials, because the networks of organized crime that have influence within the justice system use that influence to illegally block justice. And so last year, for example, there was an Attorney General named with strong ties to organized crime, and after 6 months of really important struggle, they finally had a very good Attorney General named who's moved on cases like these. And those are important advances and are necessary not just for trying crimes of the past, but for ending the violence that today Guatemalans suffer.
I want to thank you both for being with us. Annie Bird, co-director of Rights Action, and Ramón Cadena joining us from Guatemala City in Guatemala, the ad hoc judge who heard the Las Dos Erres massacre case for the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. When we come back,